Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. How are you doing? I'm Margaret. Well, today I have a very exciting topic for us and it's titled Ecosystem. Well, when you take a look around us, you can find that there are so many things around us, around our environment. All these make up our environment. Inside the environment, you can find the plants, the sunlight, animals, man, cars, soil, and on other organisms. So all these make up our environment, and this environment we call the ecosystem. So inside this environment, all these things that make up the environment, we have the living things and the non-living things. And when we went through primary school, we were taught that living things are those things that have life, while the non-living things do not have life. So all these things, both the living things and the non-living things that make up the environment, they come together, they relate together, they interact with each other to make the environment functional. So they form the functional parts of the ecosystem. They also have a link. They share a link. They are linked together through the energy that flows through them. The energy that flows through them. So this happens when they eat each other for survival. So what is ecosystem? An ecosystem consists of all organisms and the physical environment they interact with. This interaction you can see in a food chain or food web, where animals feed on each other for survival, and the process through which plants manufacture food. Now let's take a look at this picture. In this picture, you can see that this is a typical ecosystem. And in this environment or ecosystem, you can find the plants, the animals, cars, man, and the soil, which harbors the other organisms. So in this, what is happening in this environment, you can see that there is a relationship in this environment. You can see the interaction that is going on between one organism or one person, one thing or the other. Here you can see the plant. The plant is the producer in the environment. It traps energy from the sun through a process called photosynthesis to produce food, which the grass-eating animals, which are known as the herbivores, feed on. So when the herbivores feed on the plants, the meat-eating animals, which are the carnivores, feed on the herbivores. So when these animals die, the these other organisms in the soil converts them to nutrients, which can be used for the growth of plants. Now you can also see that man releases carbon dioxide, which the plants takes in. The cars also release carbon dioxide, or the carbon dioxide which the plant takes in. Now let's take a look at this other picture. Here you can see the water and the other organisms that converts the dead animals to nutrients for the growth of plants. You can see the plants that traps the sunlight, the energy from the sunlight. So this plant also releases oxygen, which man takes in, and then also takes in the carbon dioxide, which man releases. So that's why it's always advisable to have plants around us, because they help to reduce the accumulation of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere or in our environment. So the components of an ecosystem. The functional part of the ecosystem are the biotic and abiotic factors, just like we said earlier on. So these biotic factors, we know these are the living parts of the ecosystem, such as the animals, the plants, and other organisms. So when you look at this picture, you can see the biotic factors. You have the plants here, which are the producers, the consumers here, which are the animals, and the decomposers here. You can see the worms, the insects, the fungi, bacteria, etc. Now we have the abiotic factors. These are the non-living parts of the ecosystem, such as water, sun, and soil. So when you take a look at this picture, you can see the wind, the sunlight, soil, temperature, atmosphere, and water. All these form the non-living things in the environment. So these biotic and abiotic factors are linked together through nutrient cycles and energy flows. Energy of food enters into the ecosystem through photosynthesis and is incorporated into plants. Just like we explained, when you look at this picture, you can see that this this is a plant and it traps energy from the sunlight through a process called photosynthesis. So the primary consumer, which is the herbivore, feeds on the plant. You can see the energy that is lost from the plant to the primary consumer. That's the energy flow. Then the secondary consumer feeds on the primary consumer. You can see the energy flow from the primary consumer to the secondary consumer. Then when these animals die, the bacteria, that the decomposers, which are the insects, the worms and the bacteria, they convert these animals, they reduce them to nutrients which can be used for the growth of plants. You can see the energy from the decomposers to the plants. So this explains how they are linked together with each other. Just like we said here, these biotic and abiotic factors are linked together through nutrient cycles and energy flows. That's what we explained here. So types of ecosystem. There are many types of ecosystem. One, we have the terrestrial ecosystem. These are ecosystems found on land where you can see man and animals. Just like here, you can see them: tropical rainforest, Arctic tundra, desert, grasslands, taiga and temperate forest. Now we have the aquatic ecosystem. These are ecosystems found in water where you have the sea animals like the fish, the crabs, etc. So all these are the different aquatic ecosystem, the Christie salmons, cuttley and walker, etc. So that brings us to the end of the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely day.